question to the nominee how much is his worth, then he told you 420 million. He did not attach breakdown of that, like the other nominees, what that 420 entails, which land, which place, and such things. But anyway, I wanted to ask him, now that he has not attached, now it forces me to ask him, this hotel in Machakos, this white one, is it yours? A&L, yes. Even I had lunch with you one time there. Just for is it yours? Is it yours?
During your Azimio days?
During the old good days. Is it? Yeah, is it yours, nominee? Yes or no?
Answer. Just ask.
No, I want to, because it will inform your chairman my next question. If he says no, I don't need to proceed with it. Is it yours? Yeah.
Yes, it is my hotel, built with a loan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, if you own that hotel alone, the way you are saying by a nominee, and you are saying you are worth 420 million only, I know this is a period people want to be poor because it's hustler time. Don't fear being rich. Just tell us how much you are. Without hotel, you cannot be 420. You cannot. That I've refused. You cannot.
Dr. Mutua, next person.
All right, thank you very much, Chairman.
Owen Baya.
One of the key roles of a Foreign Affairs Minister, and in addition, you've been given the docket of looking at our missions abroad, is we have weak missions as a country. Weak missions because the attacheship that used to be there, used to have trade attaches, tourism attaches, educational attaches. In our mission is to strengthen them, and they'll discharge their mandate very well. Today, if you go to our missions, you realize that they're very skeletal. And the work that is being done there, probably those people stay there to drink tea and mandazi only. But there isn't much work that they are doing. One of the areas that has suffered is tourism. Kenya used to be the foreign exchange earner in this country. The highest was tourism. The numbers were growing every day and were very good. But since these missions kind of thinned and these missions stopped doing the work that they were meant to do, tourism has gone down. I come from a very tourism-rich area, but we have suffered heavily in terms of numbers and income because the missions abroad have been weak. How, therefore, will you, as if you are confirmed as minister, strengthen Kenyan missions abroad and actually give Kenya the much needed foreign exchange that would come through tourism? That is my first question. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I have particular interest in the missions in Italy, where a bulk of the tourists that come from coast come from. There has been a complaint that we only have a mission in Rome, and yet a lot of the dealings are in Milan. How are you going to help the Kenyans that live in the other parts of Italy actually access mission services easily instead of having to travel all the way to Rome? I thank you.
Next.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And when a nominee, I want to get your take on this. If you get approved, you'll be going to a ministry that has a lot of civil servants who tend to be overlooked when appointments for high commissioners and ambassadors are appointed. Would you consider creating a quota system so that there's a certain number of professionals from the ministry get appointed so that they don't get demoralized, and another quota for other Kenyans? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mishi, the Honorable.
Asante, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, Kenya sasa imekuwa mwanachama katika Baraza la Kiulimwengu katika mambo ya usalama na amani. Swali langu ni kwamba hivi sasa tunasikia kuna vita vya Urusi na Ukraine, na hivi sasa bei za bidhaa zimepanda sana hapa Kenya, kama bidhaa ya unga, bidhaa ya mafuta, na sana sana tunasikia kwamba sababu ni kwa sababu ya vita vya Urusi na Ukraine. Je, sisi kama taifa ama kama kwa mfano utakapopata wizara hii na kupitia serikali ya Kenya Kwanza, muna mikakati gani mkiwa wanachama katika baraza hili la kiulimwengu la usalama mutafanya kuhakikisha kwamba kumekuwa na amani ya kitaifa na kumekuwa na usalama ili hali ya kawaida iweze kurudi na Wakenya wengi ambao ni maskini kuweza kujimudu kununua bidhaa ambazo ni muhimu sana za kimsingi. Swala langu jengine ni kwamba kuna Wakenya wengi sana ambao wanaozea katika majela katika nchi za nje, haswa bara la Asia, ambapo walikwenda kule kwa mambo ya ajira, lakini kwa tetesi ambazo si za ukweli na njia za kidhulma, njia tatanishi, wengi wameweza kuwekwa majela na wanaozea kule, na hakuna njia ambazo zinafanyika kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya hawa wameweza kuachwa huru na hivyo basi waweze kurudishwa Kenya. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Dr. Mutua.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chairman, the hotel that in Machakos, I talk about the worth of the hotel because it is still under ownership of, it is on loan. So when you own something that is under huge credit, it's very hard to say that it is yours unless you've cleared the credit. And that is why the cost of my value in the hotel is much, much less than I would like it to be. Hopefully one day in 10 years time when I own it 100%, then my value will be able to rise. Very good question, Mr. Chairman. The second question by Mheshimiwa Wenbaya through you, Mr. Chairman, it's about the diaspora. Yes, it is true we've got very weak missions. And this is a trend that has gone on for a long time. In the last few weeks, I've spent some time investigating how it is. Having been living overseas, we find that we really do not have attachés, we don't have office workers in our missions because of budgetary cuts. The budget that is given, and then you look at how the shilling has depreciated over time, we really cannot afford to have our officers serving our people in our high commissions and our embassies. So one of the things that I'll do if I'm confirmed and appointed and sworn in will be to come to Parliament, to the relevant committees, the Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations Committee, and also the Diaspora Affairs and Migrant Workers Select Committee, and push for a budgetary increase. It is quite a shame, Mr. Chairman, I shouldn't say this on here, but it's good for people to know that some of our embassies are so dilapidated that it is a shame when the ambassadors receive guests, they can't take them through some corridors, they take them through the back door because they have not been able to even paint the walls because of lack of budgetary support. One of the things that we need to do is that we need to use our embassies as offices to make money. We are moving from aid to trade. And to make money, you need to look like you don't need the money. You need to bring people there who you can convince. You need to bring investors. We need to have people who will be able to tour these countries and bring investments to this country. So we'll need proper funding of our embassies and high commissions. It is not wasted money. It is an investment, and that will be able to bear fruits. More so, especially even in tourism. You cannot get tourism without marketing. There is competition. Other countries are putting major advertisements all over the world. You go to these countries, they are going to fairs and everything. At times, our high commission and embassies do not have money for fuel for their vehicles to actually even go across town. So where will they go to actually market our country in a fair to bring tourists? So there's been a trend of reducing the monies given to foreign affairs, and I hope this will be able to change because we're able to show that any money plugged in will be recovered 100 times fold. So I feel the pain, and which is a real pain. There was a question that was also asked about Italy and about different missions, and at the same point, we'd like to be able to open, and our strength as a country also lies in how our footprint in the world. And yes, Rome, we need a consulate or embassy in Milan. You look at, for example, China, with over 1.6 billion people. We only have one embassy in Beijing covering a large country that's like a continent. We need a mission in in Guangzhou, where there are very many Kenyans. So we can tap into manufacturing and some of these issues. You look at even in South America, yes, we have embassy in Brazil, but that's covering 450 million people. We need to bring trade. It is a shame that in a country like Brazil with 250 million people, it's the 12th largest GDP, with the 12th largest GDP in the world, that the value of goods that we sell to Brazil currently is zero, because there's nobody marketing it. So we need really to improve and really market our goods. Kenya Kwanza government is talking about value addition, is talking about creating markets, being able to sell our goods overseas. But where will they sell the goods? The goods will only be sold if the markets are found by the officers in the foreign and emissions. This third question is about civil servants, balance between political and professionals. And I do agree of a quota system. It is very important for somebody to enter the foreign service as a cadet, knowing that one day they'll work their way up all the way to become ambassadors. It's a brilliant idea, and it's something that I've already discussed, and something that I hope that if I'm confirmed, I'll be able to put it into sequence so that people realize they can actually grow through the ministry. We want to limit the number of political appointees because we want people who are professionals to be able to get into there. Basi swali la mwisho ni kuhusu salama na amani, kuhusu swali muulizo kuhusu vita vya Ukraine na Urusi na umoja wa kimataifa. Sisi kama nchi ya Kenya tumeshiriki sana. Tulikuwa kule New York ambapo kuna mswada uliletwa katika ile tume kuu la wanaita la kimataifa la mambo ya usalama, na tukaweza kupiga kura tukisema kwamba hatutaki vita hivi viweze kuendelea. Sisi kama nchi ambao mkakati yetu ya mambo ya usalama, mambo ya kimataifa, ni kusema kwamba tunashirikiana na nchi zote. Urusi ni rafiki wetu, Ukraine rafiki wetu, tunawahitaji, tunaongea nao. Tayari tumeongea na nchi Urusi, tumeongea na nchi Ukraine kwa kidiplomasia, tukaambia kwamba tuachane na vita, tuachane mikakati ya kuweza kuvamia nchi zingine ndio tuwe na amani. Lazima tucheze kidiplomasia, lakini pia tumesema kama nchi yetu ya Kenya hatutaki kuona nchi nyingine ikivamiwa na nchi nyingine, kwa sababu inakiuka ile mikakati yetu ambayo tumeiweka katika uhusiano wetu wa mambo ya kimataifa. Pia tunajua kwamba swala la kupili kwamba kuna Wakenya wengi wako Myanmar, wako nchi nyingi ambapo wameweza kufungwa, wengine wameshikwa kule kama mateka, na nimesikia habari hizo zimekuwa zikichukuliwa tukijuu. Mimi nitazichukulia kwa njia ambayo inafaa kabisa, hata kama nitakwenda kule kutetea haki za Wakenya. Mkenya ni Mkenya, haijalishi umefanya nini. Wengine wamekamatwa kule wanateswa kama maabusu, wengine wamekuwa kule ni kama watu ambao hawana nyumbani kwao. Tuweze kuwaleta nyumbani. Tayari tumewaleta kadhaa nyumbani, tunataka kuwaleta watoto wetu nyumbani wafike hapa. Wengine wanadanganywa wanapotea. Tunataka pia kuambia kwamba wananchi ambao na watu ambao wanawajali. Asante. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, the next batch. The Honorable Amisi